So by watching the video and reading the chapter, I think what excites me most about the knowledge that I've gained is how great Head Start is and how much it's grown since it began. And it also provides for low income and pregnant women, which is fantastic. The other thing that I liked from the video that excited me was how many words a minute, an hour, most parents who are very verbal with their children will speak, and how some doctors or psychologists will speak a couple thousand words in an hour to their child, and by the time they're older, I believe it was by age 3 or 4, they know millions of words. I just think that's absolutely insane. As far as any worries, I know there's VPK for the transition between Head Start and kindergarten, but my main concern is, will these parents stick with what they've been taught, what knowledge they have gained from Head Start, and continue it? Or will they just take Head Start as a, hey, it's free, let me go ahead and just use the free services, and then once it's done, I'll just continue doing what I was doing before. That is worrisome to me, because I know there are a lot of parents out there who they work so much to try to provide for their families, and sometimes it's still not enough, and to have their child in free daycare is great, but they don't have time to learn, speaking to their child all the time to help them develop those language skills, reading to them, all this other stuff. As far as what else I might need to know, I think the main thing would be what I might need to know about how these parents are transitioning with their child from Head Start to VPK. If what was taught in Head Start continues on to VPK to keep those parents on the right track to helping their child develop in the ways that they should and they need to be. And then as far as my current stance or opinion on the knowledge that I've gained, I actually worked in Head Start for a time being, so I know how great the program is, but it also depends on the school and the staff. Head Start in itself is a fantastic program, but if you don't have the right staff, or say the Head Start program is in an older building where things might be falling apart but you can't afford to fix it, that can really impact how the child develops and can really impact the program itself. And the video really just talked more on the specific language aspects, which was, like I stated earlier, was amazing. And then my next step to be evaluating these ideas would really just be to research and see what's out there for transitioning from Head Start to VPK for not only the children but the parents, and if there's any outreach or community programs out there that parents and children can go to still continue those lessons that they've learned from Head Start. As far as any suggestions that I may have, as I stated, would just be mainly to continue that transition and maybe have Head Start, not specifically the entire program as a whole, but maybe these specific teachers or specific school, say for instance the Head Start that I worked at, to have a plan devised for parents as their children transition out of there to maybe VPK or somewhere else, to really give them just maybe a little packet of things that they can do at home to really keep that Head Start stuff going and keep the learning going and the development going. And that way, as they go throughout life and they go throughout school, the parents will hopefully continue that. Even as their child gets into kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade, they will continue to do that and continue to evolve their teaching skills for language, literacy, and all of that to evolve to the child's age. You know, if it's with literacy and, you know, say your child is 5, 6 years old, bump up what you teach them for literacy. Start using bigger words. Start using words that they may have to ask you about what that means. You know, and by doing so, you know, the kids will be learning, the children will be learning, they'll be expanding their knowledge, they'll be expanding their brains, and their development will skyrocket if you start using bigger words as they get older, words that they haven't heard yet and they do have to ask questions on. So I think, all in all, Head Start is a very, very fantastic program, and it's just amazing what they are able to provide for these low-income families and these pregnant women. You know, the Head Start that I worked at, they provided the diapers and the bottles and the formula and the baby food and, you know, the regular meals that a normal daycare would, but the parents didn't have to pay. You know, it was that kind of thing, and it was a really nice thing to be able to, some of these families, they really didn't have much of anything. I remember some kids didn't even have diapers at home because the mom couldn't afford them at the time, because she had to either get food or diapers for her children. So, you know, it's nice to be able to bring your child to school and know that they're going to get the necessary nutrition and the necessary, you know, diapers and other stuff too. So, like I said, I think Head Start is a fantastic program, and I hope to be able to go back and work at a Head Start program once I finish this degree.